guys, welcome back to my channel and to my series Dark-Skinned Black Women in Film, celebrating dark-skinned Black women in film industries across the globe. If you like these videos, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is absolutely incredible. I just reached 500 and now 39 subscribers. That is crazy. Like, I remember planning something for when I would reach 500 subscribers, but I didn't think it would happen within the year, let alone a couple of months. I started my YouTube channel I don't even remember when I started it, honestly, and not that long ago at all. And you guys have subscribed, and I'm sure it's mainly because of my series Dark-Skinned Black Women in Film and my TikTok page by the same name. You guys have been absolutely incredible. I started my YouTube channel just so that I could post my monologues and short films, because I'm an actress in training. Like, it's my dream to be an actress and a filmmaker professionally. So that's the reason why I started it. But then, colorism is a big thing in the entertainment industry across the globe. So I thought that I owed it to the dark-skinned Black women who are already in the film industry. I felt that I owed it to myself and also to them to celebrate them. And that's why I started the series Dark-Skinned Black Women in Film and subsequently the TikTok page as well. But like I said, there were days when I didn't plan for it to be what it's become, like 10,000 followers on TikTok and then 500 subscribers here on YouTube. So that's even why I don't post as often, because I just didn't think that it was that deep. You know what I mean? Like, every now and again, I get too much in my head because there is so much colorism. Like, it's in our everyday society. It's in our internet. I'm Congolese. I'm African. Colorism is such a big part of our culture, our community, to the point where it's not even a thing. And sometimes I'll just get really discouraged. But I realized that, the moment my niece was born and she was dark-skinned like me, I was like, I owe it to this little princess to make sure that she grows up feeling absolutely perfect and absolutely beautiful. And just seeing her grow up and seeing so many of you guys really take interest in the series, in the TikTok page, it really motivates me to carry on. And I thank you guys so much. The main purpose of this series, Dark-Skinned Black Women in Film, is literally just to create a culture of celebrating dark-skinned Black women, because I feel like in our society, Black women in general, we get shamed for a lot of things. We get shamed pretty much for just existing. It's like by being born dark skinned, we committed some sort of crime or whatever. But I think one of the main things is we get shamed into supporting each other. And this is something that I've noticed online, but it's also something that I've noticed in my everyday life. So when I was in Congo in high school, the summer after high school, I got a really easy job through my cousin. I had to sell tickets for Miss Congo and, yada yada. So I got really involved in the process. And then I was working for some store that was sponsoring the event. So the Miss Congo of that year, I think it was 2016, she was like a light-skinned Black woman. Contrary to popular belief, you do get light-skinned Africans. Like, you don't have to be mixed to be light-skinned. So she wasn't mixed, but she was very, very light-skinned, and she won the competition. And she came to the store. Our store was supplying, her with different clothing and things like that. I say our store, I just worked there. And my boss was a dark-skinned Black woman, and my colleague was a light-skinned Black woman. We are almost the same age, I think. And so I'm there, I'm the kind of person, it's just in my nature to support my sisters. Do you know what I mean? As long as you have good vibes. If you're a negative Nancy, I just can't stand negative people. But just good vibes is my default. I really love supporting my fellow Black sisters. I also only have sisters in my house, so it's like a culture to me. I just have to stand, right? So I'm there, I'm praising this miss, the light-skinned miss who won. I'm like, you're so beautiful, you're so talented, you're going to represent us so well at Miss Universe, and I'm just so proud of you and all of that. And everybody was agreeing that she's amazing, yada yada. And then next, the runner-up comes into the store, and she's dark-skinned. Now, she was my number one choice. Like, when the competition was still going, she was my number one choice. She was so beautiful, so poised. I just loved everything about her. And so when I saw her, I'm like, oh my gosh, same energy, right? The same energy I gave to the light-skinned, Miss Congo, the same energy I'm giving to this dark-skinned runner-up. You're so beautiful. You're so talented. I absolutely love you. Like, you inspire me so much, all of that. And my boss and my colleague are looking at me sideways. So I'm like, okay. And then when she leaves, I'm like, oh my gosh, that woman is so beautiful. She gives me life. And my boss, who's also a dark-skinned woman, she's much older though, in her like 50s or 60s. She's like, she's not even that pretty. I'm like, excuse me. And my light-skinned coworker was like, yeah, like, dude, why are you so obsessed with her? It's so weird. Clearly you're struggling from some inferiority complex because I'm sucking up to that girl. So I'm like, okay, I had to like pause and analyze, right? So when I was celebrating the light-skinned woman, everybody thought that was normal. Everybody was agreeing she deserves the praise and the support. But then when I support someone who looks like me in complexion, all of a sudden I'm exaggerating. She's not that pretty, and I must have an inferiority complex lifting her up like that. And it baffled me. And it's something that I've come across a lot in my life. As Black women, unambiguous Black women or dark-skinned Black women, it's like we're bullied into supporting either non-Black women or light-skinned Black women who don't look like us. We're almost bullied into supporting them. Like, you have to, because if you don't support them, it means you're a hater. So we make them feel good and we praise them, we uplift them. But then the moment we turn around and support people that look like us or people who are just dark-skinned, right? You don't have to be dark-skinned to support a dark-skinned Black woman. But it's like the moment we turn that support and we just support dark-skinned Black women without bashing anybody else, all of a sudden we're exaggerating. It's not that deep. Why are we being divisive? I can't tell you the number of times people have told me I'm being divisive by celebrating dark-skinned Black women. So I was like, so me celebrating a woman that looks like me is problematic. Wow. That's just insane. So my whole point of starting the series was honestly just to create a culture of Black women, and specifically dark-skinned Black women, supporting each other. Like, it needs to become like second nature. It needs to become so normalized, not even just in the media, but in every aspect of life. The Black women in your surroundings, your nieces, cousins, sisters, everybody, like, it needs to become second nature for us to support each other. Because at the end of the day, no one is gonna support you like you can support yourself. Like, no one's gonna save us. I don't think anybody's here to save us. I do think that there are people who generally care about us, but like, especially, like I said, colorism is so normalized in Congo that it's not even a bad thing. To the point where the moment someone is like dissing dark skin, and you step in to be like, hey man, that's not cool, they look at you like you're crazy. Like, of course light skin is better. Are you dumb? Like, they look at you like you're the one with a problem. So nobody's going to support your sister like you can. And so I think it's on us to really create a culture of supporting one another. I always say, like, one of my friends who's also an actress, she's white, and whenever we discuss like our favorite actresses, directors, movies, things like that, I kid you not, every single one of her faves are women who look like her, i.e. white women. Like, in every single one of her faves, like, it doesn't even occur to her that she can like somebody outside of her race. And she's not racist. Like, I don't know her that well. Like, we're friends, so I've known her enough to say that as far as I know, she's not racist. Like, she's a really cool person, but her faves are people that look like her. And it's not a weird thing. It's not like this weird thing. She doesn't feel shamed for relating to women who look like her and who share the same experiences as her. But when it comes to us, I remember on TikTok, I made a video of my favorite actresses, which I'll also make for YouTube. And these favorites of mine are all dark-skinned Black women, right? And it's just because literally every time I see these women, it brings me joy. Like, I believe in their achievements. I appreciate them. Like, these women literally just, when I see them, I feel better about myself. And I also feel so happy for them. And it just uplifts me. And somebody had the nerve, by the tone of it, it sounded like it was a black man. But I can't confirm that. But they definitely were black. And they were in my comment section. I should have even screenshotted those comments to show you. The comments were, why are you being divisive? You're so colorist. Why aren't you uplifting? He started naming all these light-skinned actresses. And I'm like, dude, I'm not bashing, disrespecting any of those actresses. Never said anything bad about them. They're just not my favorites. And he dared call me a colorist and tried to shame me and gaslight me because I was supporting women that look like me. I'm like, nah, I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen here. You're not going to try to shame me into supporting my sisters. That's not going to happen. 2021, we're done with the gaslighting. Anybody who makes you feel bad for supporting somebody who looks like you is full of crap, dark-skinned black women and girls. So let's, just support each other in our everyday lives. And in the spirit of reaching 500 subscribers, which is crazy, I'm going to leave you with a couple of videos that I've made on TikTok that are just motivational. For me, it's mostly like, people not only am I dark skinned, but I also have natural hair. So people talk crap about my hair every now and again. So I've made a couple of videos just to try to uplift myself and other women and girls like me, and especially younger girls, because a lot of my TikTok followers are very young. They sound like, teenagers in middle school, primary school. So yeah, let me leave you with a bunch of these, with just a compilation of these videos where I just try to uplift me and women and girls that look like me. And yeah, I will definitely be posting a lot more now, guys. I'm so sorry that I haven't been posting as much, but now literally, like, my goal is to release a video at least every week. And like I said, just create a culture of supporting each other, not just dark-skinned black women in film and media, but dark-skinned black women across the board. Any black woman that support and uplift, especially the younger ones. God forbid my niece grows up feeling like anything than the absolute perfection that she is. So everything I do, I make sure that my nieces, my cousins, because I don't have any young siblings, I'm lost born, right? So I want to make sure that the ones that come after me grow up feeling beautiful and valued and loved, because this world will try to break you down. But nah, like, we owe it to ourselves to lift ourselves up, and nobody can make us feel bad for it. Nobody. So yeah, enjoy these videos, and then I will see you guys in the next videos very soon. We'll be posting as often as I can. You guys are so amazing, and thank you so much.
You're pretty and you're dark, but at least you're not like too dark.
What?
Like those girls who are super dark, like midnight dark. At least you're not that dark, because they're too...
what? Gorgeous? Melanated to perfection? You're not going to insult my fellow sisters in a pathetically futile attempt to compliment me, because there is no such thing as too dark. There are only levels upon levels of gorgeous melanated glory. The thing about my sisterhood is, you come for one of us, you've come for all of us, because we're a team, and we know that when we support each other, no one can stand in our way. So if you don't want to support us or join our team, that's fine. You're free to do whatever you want. Just don't get angry when we're out here scoring goals without you, because rest assured, we're out here scoring goals. I think my hair is damaged. Oh, darling. This is the closest piece of tangible magic you will ever encounter in your lifetime.
I can wrap it up, I can twist it out, I can braid it, shave it, twist it, curl it. I can wear it down, I can wear it up, and it stays up like a crown, defying the laws of gravity while protecting my scalp from the sunlight. I can dread it, thread it, switch up my style. I can go from long hair to short hair in a matter of seconds, but not thanks to scissors, but to the power of shrinkage. But beware of the fro, for it is not meant to be touched, simply admired in all of its glory. So darling, don't be sad, I know. If I was anyone but me, I would want my hair too. Do you ever get embarrassed of your hair?
No, I love my hair.
But it's so messy.
Every single strand of hair on my head has been individually curled to perfection. The average human being has between 80,000 and 120,000 hairs on their head. And yet every single individual strand of hair on my head has been coiled and curled to perfection. Meaning the universe in its infinite glory made sure that every single individual strand would be curled to perfection. Not a bunch, not a clump, every single hair strand. An old teacher of mine used to say that rushed work is never really our best work. All I know is the universe took its time making me.
Now, this comment was made under a video of mine responding to someone dissing my hair, which happens every now and again. But I guess my response was not the typical response, because when people diss us for our hair texture, the color of our skin, our physical features, we're expected to go, yes, you're right, I'm so ugly. Bitch, where have you seen me? Everything about me is actually perfect, from the plump nature of my lips, to the width of my nose, to the beautiful color of my skin that allows me to get kisses from the sun, to the glorious crown that is on my head, to the wonderful yet mysterious nature of my soul. Everything about me is a reflection of those that came before me. The same people that erected civilizations from the ground up, that built empire after empire and kingdom after kingdom. And then the same people that were later subjected to gruesome amounts of violence and atrocities that no human being should ever have to go through. But not only did they go through it, they endured and they survived so that I could sit here today. So when I love everything that I am, I love everything that they were, and I stand with pride knowing that they're looking down on me, smiling, guiding me. How could I possibly wake up feeling like I am anything less than the absolute perfection that I am, despite my imperfections? How you choose to feel about yourself is none of my business. Like, the weird part is, like, for me, when I was really young, I thought that I was amazing. Like, my parents did a really great job at raising us. Like, especially, like, I'm last born. I felt like I was just perfect. I felt like I was amazing. But obviously, I lost my parents when I was 6 years old, and I was raised in a bunch of different households, and most of the people that raised me were terrible human beings, and that's to put it nicely. Like, I sugarcoat my childhood because it's just, I don't like depressing people with my life story, right? And so when you have no one to tell you that you are worth it, that you're worthy, that you're beautiful, like, because your primary, makers aren't there anymore. And not to mention a society, like, just look around. Like, I have so many, I don't even have to leave my house in order to find a piece of content or hear someone say something terrible about me or someone who looks like me, right? Even in my own family, like, there's internalized everything. Like, I remember my aunt used to tell me and my sister to, like, pinch our noses to make sure that they wouldn't get too wide because you have to have a thin nose. Or, all these comments that you get as a kid that, oh, don't stand in the sun too long because you're going to get darker. Or, oh, you look so much better when you wear straight hair, or things like that. And there's nothing wrong with straight hair. It's just, right now, I don't like it on me because I feel like I have a big head. It just doesn't suit me, right? But just all these little things. There are literally institutions that perpetuate this narrative that there's something wrong with the way that little black girls are made. There was a girl in January 2020 that was sent to detention in South Africa. It was on the news because her hair was like this. She put her hair in a puff, which is a ponytail for those of us that have 4C hair. And she got sent to detention because they said she was trying to add attraction to her hair. So she was punished for literally just going to school with her God-given hair in a ponytail. This is what a ponytail looks like when you have hair like mine, right? And there are all these things and more that are literally thrown at women and girls like me. And in the midst of all of that, I still had to find my own reason to love myself. And I mean, it's not like I'm immune from insecurities now, but I think the major change came for me when my niece was born. Because literally, like in 2018, when my sister gave birth to a little girl, watching her grow has been one of the greatest blessings in my life, because watching my niece grow has been the greatest blessing of my life, because everything I was made to believe was wrong with me, whether it was the darkness of my skin or the texture of my hair or the width of my nose, my lips, whatever, when I look at her, it's perfect. Like, my niece is the closest thing to perfection I've ever encountered in my life. Like, I literally, sometimes I even tell my sister and my brother-in-law, it's like we literally just sit there and we stare at her, like, because it's not possible for someone to be so perfect. And it was the craziest thing for me, because it's like, if everything that I used to hate about myself, when I look at her, it's perfect. So if I can see so much perfection in her, how can I see it in myself? It makes no sense. And I wrote this quote when I had to do a speech at high school. Like, I was valedictorian for our graduation. And the quote is, "There is enough space in the sky for every single star to shine." And I know that sounds corny, but like, it's really true when you think about it. The universe is so massive that we don't even know how massive it is, and yet it is constantly expanding. So literally, the universe is creating more space as I'm speaking to you right now, and there is space for every single person. Gosh, I think I'm preaching to myself. I needed to hear this. Like, there is space for me. Even when it feels like there isn't, there is. There's space for you. Even when it feels like there isn't, there is. So if I dare call myself perfect, of course I'm going to call myself perfect, and you should too. My perfection is inconsequential to yours, the same way that yours is inconsequential to mine. I don't think I'm better than. I don't think I'm prettier than. I don't think my hair is better than. My hair just is glorious on its own, the same way that yours is glorious regardless of me. Regardless is not a word, but like, you know. And so, yeah, like, I'm tired of seeing little girls like me feel like they're not worth it, or no, it's not. No, you don't get to feel that way. Like, I think of how I feel about my niece. And even though my mom and dad aren't around to tell me this anymore, how I feel about her is just a fraction of how they felt about me. And when I think of that, it literally blows my mind. So even on my worst day, it picks me up. Because I do have terrible days, especially when on flow visits, and you end up crying for no reason. You're like, oh my God, I'm so ugly. And then 3 days later, you're like, wow, I look amazing, right? These things happen. But you have to pick yourself up. You just have to, because no one else is going to do it for you. And honestly, no one else owes you anything, right? So, but if I'm out here feeling like I'm the sun and the moon and the stars, and I'm telling you how awesome I feel about myself without comparing myself to anybody else, I shall do so. Yeah, if you're vexed, that's your problem. Honestly, that has nothing to do with me. If I come into a room and I say, I'm absolutely amazing, and you take that as conceit or as me being self-centered or whatever, that's none of my business. I don't know why you don't feel like that about yourself, right? But I'm just tired of seeing young girls like me, not even young girls, just older, just women, just in general, just feeling like they're not worthy. It's like, worthy of what? Of who? Who gets to decide? Tell me, who is it that gets to decide whether you and I are worthy or not? Who? Honestly, like, unless someone was there at the creation of the universe, no one can tell me anything. Because you're going to be like, oh, well, you're not beautiful. According to who? To you? Who are you? You're not the leading authority on all things beauty. You were born 30 years ago. I don't trust your opinion, right? It's your word against mine. If someone tells you that you're not good enough, that you're ugly, that you're fat, that you're whatever these things that people say, it's their word against yours. So what? I'm amazing. I'm perfect. And I will be perfect in spite of my imperfections. And that's just that.